Well, we have a sick patient. We got ourselves here a John Deere LA135. It is 2001 model. Nope, 2007 model. It's sick, doesn't start. It was making a weird noise at the end of the season last year. And it was misfiring, running real bad, and now it won't start. So we're going to have to do some exploratory and find out what's going on with this thing. Stay tuned. Let's get into her. So I charged the battery, tested it. The battery is weak, so I'm going to put my booster pack on it. Now this booster pack will, the booster pack's strong enough that if the engine's seized, it'll flip the whole machine over and over and over. It's a really good pack. It will boost just about anything. Even it struggles sometimes to start it. So we've got a compression issue. I'm going to give it a crank, have you guys listen. You're going to hear a funny popping noise, like a pop, 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 pop as it cranks. So hang on, have a listen. See, it doesn't want to start. Now that pop, 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 it ain't normal. So easiest things first. Do things in order of ease. Let's pull this off, pull the air filter out. We're going to listen to see if it's popping through the carburetor. It might be. I think it is. We're going to find out though. Get off of there. Okay, air filter's good. Not that it matters yet. It doesn't run. Doesn't matter how good the air filter is. Let's see if it's any louder. It should be really loud out here if it is that problem. So we got something barking straight out the intake. We have an intake valve problem. I don't know what head it's on. It's a valve train problem on the intake side. So you've got a bent valve. There's a broken spring. There's a guide's migrated and now it's holding the valve open. Something is holding the exhaust valve or the intake valve open on one of the cylinder heads. We could get into pulling a spark plug, doing a cylinder leak down test, and find out which way it is that way, or it's actually easier, faster, just to pull the valve covers off and see what you're looking at. Get eyes on it and see what's actually failed. Well, let's get her lifted up a little bit here. Get it lifted up and we'll get that valve covers off. It's faster to do it this way. I did some service work on this last year for him, and it was running fine, and then gradually it started going bad on him. So let's pull this off and have a look. Get a paper towel, in case something falls out of the bottom. We'll catch some of it anyways. That's the hope. Let's get this off here. This one's got the fuel pump, so we'll have to get the little hose pulse line off of there. What are we looking at? Oh, this side actually looks normal. Actually looks not too bad on this side. Dang it. Well, we best get another paper towel for the other side now. And then we'll pull that side off. It'd be nice if it was this side. That would be easier for you guys to see. I'll have to move you over here. Let's get this one off. There we go. There's an issue. I see it. I can see it. Oh yeah, she's a problem. Yeah, she's a big problem. So what we're looking at here is a bad push rod. It's bent. She's bent. Now it's an exhaust valve. Push rod. That's not right. And it's hanging the valve so it's always closed. So when it's supposed to be coming up on an exhaust stroke, what's happening is, so I was incorrect. When it's supposed to be coming up an exhaust stroke, this valve's supposed to open. It's supposed to let the exhaust out to the muffler, but instead it's having to force it through the overlap of the intake valve, which, there you go. Well, yeah, that sucks. So why does that happen? How does that happen? How does a push rod bend like that? Well, I'm going to try and get you in here with light. Actually, that might not be too terrible right there. I don't know if you guys can see, actually. It's hard to see. So down inside here, I'm not sure if you're getting it. Hang on. Let me get the light figured out here. Maybe this light's better. Nope. So down inside here, you can just see the top of the valve stem seal. You just see it. You can see the valve, the shiny part, see the seal. The guide itself is pressed down farther inside the head. On this one, oh, come on, man. I need a videographer sometimes. I got one hand holding everything. This one here, the valve guide has actually come out of the cylinder head and is preventing this valve from opening. It stops. It's hitting the guide. This one here, now the push rod's going to fall out, but look how far that opens. Way farther. And this one stops. Because we're topping out. That valve retainer there is topping out on the guide. The lighting is horrible, guys. I apologize. That's what I can do. one hand with a camera and a light. Anyways, so that guide has come out of the cylinder head. There's a bunch of repairs you can do for it. I don't find that they last very long. I'm going to check availability and price on a cylinder head, and we'll let them know. Okay, let's get into this a little bit. You guys are on the opposite side of the shop today. That's not normal. Usually you see one view from the other side. Now we got the air filter out of there. We got the cover off because there is a screw in here we got to remove. We got to put this take this top plate off. So let's start with the guard here. 8mm, 5/16. In this tractor, most of the engine fasteners are standard, SAE stuff, and the tractor stuff is metric, the actual chassis part. So we got that off. There's a 1/4 inch right inside here, right in the middle, under the air filter. Out now. There are some 3/8 ones. One here. They don't have to come all the way out. The cover is slotted, so you can loosen them. And there's a 3/8, two of them at the back here that we gotta ratchet wrench out because the little gun won't fit in there. It's just starting to rain here, so as long as it's not getting too loud on camera, I'll just continue. Another one over this side. Another wrencher out the back here. That should come off now. Give her a pull and a wiggle. Oh, look at that. Off she comes. Put that to the side. Some wares. That's been off before. The breather hose is not attached into the air cleaner assembly. That's okay. That's okay. We gotta get the shield off yet. Get our plug wire out of here. Looks good. No mice. No mice chewed. Got a 3/8 here. Another one underneath. Is it buried though? Well, this does. This one has to come all the way out. Where is it? Something's holding it. Oh yeah, it's up there. It's recessed, I just couldn't see it. Little 1/4 drive ratchet. Some here. That one might actually be smaller. It's not 3/8, might be 5/16. Yep, 5/16. That one out of there. Oh, come on. Let's put you back there temporarily. Maybe it might hold it up. Maybe. Yeah, well, should be a pretty straightforward repair. I mean, well, it's all nuts and bolts. At the end of the day, it's all nuts and bolts. Shield off. And we're not going any farther in than this. Basically, the head is here, outwards. We got to get the two Allens. I believe they're Allens. I don't think they're Torx on this. Two Allen bolts underneath. Two bolts here in the intake. We should be able to wiggle that out of there. I'll show you guys the new cylinder head kit shortly here. It's got everything. 2007. This engine is. There's no valve followers on this one. The singles have a little follower there under between the valve stem and the rocker. So we'll get that plug out of there. Check it, reuse it if we can. Probably just clean it and gap it anyway. Let's have a look-see. Actually, it doesn't look too terrible. Okay, that's that. I'm going to get this shield off here because it's kind of in the way. Give us more room to get the bolts out. That's 10 millimeter. One bolt here. One on the other side. That's our muffler shield. The two bolts were under here. What size are those even? I don't remember. Is it that one? Appears to be. What size is that? 7/32. It's probably 1/4 inch. It's probably the next one up. Yep, 1/4 inch. Yeah, not overly tight. That's fine. Overly tight means seized. So the cylinder head kit comes with the cylinder head, a whole new valve train set here, valves, valve springs, all assembled. It's all ready to go. Comes with an intake gasket and an exhaust gasket. The only thing it does not come with is push rods, which is fine. I ordered some and got some in. And we've got some bent ones, just shaped like an S. There we go. These actually are pretty easy to work on in chassis. Some of them, the mufflers get in the way, but this has got these muffler pipes actually come out of the muffler, just like so. I'm gonna clean that and put a new one on there after. Where'd you guys put my wrench? There it is. Hiding stuff on me. Intake. I'm not going to take the other side off. Let's see if we can just sneak it out. Sneak that cylinder head out from underneath it. One here. You guys can probably hear the rain on the roof. That's fine, it's not terrible yet. That one, there's another 3/8 here. Holds the throttle assembly on the front. And then after that, it should just be head bolts. That's free. That's free. Where is that? Oh, that's on a shield, so that should be free. Nope, it's screwed into the cylinder or the head. That looks like the cylinder, not the head. We should be able to wiggle that out. I believe those are 1/2 inch. Sure are. We're going to loosen top, but leave it there so it holds it for us. One here. One in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's it. Those are the same length. Oh, get my finger in there. There. Same length. Same length. I believe they're all the same. Same length. I think we're ready to hit it with a hammer. Well, not a hammer, a mallet. Look at that. Off she comes. Dowel. Dowel. Got the head gasket out of there. Well, there we go. Cylinder head removed. Uninstalled. Okay. I'm just going to run around with a scraper here. Take those dowels out for now so we can clean in there. Easier with a razor blade. I'm going to clean all this head gasket residue off of there. And we'll get the new head assembled. Comes with a new intake ring. That's nice. Those flatten out and it causes intake vacuum leaks. So we'll pop a new one in there. All right. Stand by. All right, you're pointing down now. There's our new cylinder head kit. Gaskets. Yep. Head gasket. Head gasket. 2 head gaskets. Rocker cover gasket. Important information. Use only the intake gaskets that match the one removed from the engine. Okay, we'll do that. More instructions and more instructions. Important. Use the cylinder head gaskets and exhaust manifold gaskets that match the ones removed from the engine. Okay, we'll do that. Stop nagging me. Important. It's always important. If the engine was originally equipped with breather and rocker cover gaskets, use gaskets supplied with the kit. If the engine was not supplied with these gaskets, order silicone part number not included. Tells you how to do it. So, yep, this one had gaskets, so we're using gaskets. We're not going to use that. That's an intake gasket. That is not for this design engine. There's the other side gasket for the other side of the manifold. The intake manifold is because it's a twin. They're assuming that I'm taking the whole intake off. Well, I did not. Won't use those. There's our ring for up here. There's our exhaust gasket for the pipe. So we'll take those 3, rocker cover gasket. Well, which one is it? Actually, it looks like this one. It did look like that one. Now it does not. So this has got a graphite coating over the whole thing, all the way to the combustion chamber. That's also the way this one is. That's the way it goes on. This one has a steel ring around the edge, all the way around that combustion chamber. It's got a steel ring here, a compression ring. So we're not going to use that one. We will use the one that matches the one we took off. Except for not bad. Like that one's bad. It's no good. That's why we're changing it. Dowels go back in. I just realized you guys are still looking at my gasket. Try and keep up here. Other way. There we go. Okay, dowels are in. Head gasket installed. Let's pop that ring out of there. This one's still nice and soft. You know what? I may have changed this. This is a return customer, so I may have changed that before. Because they usually harden up like rocks. Let's get that in there. Nice, nice. Okay. In this box, now that you're zoomed in, with parts. Rocker arms, the bolts to hold, or well, rocker pivots as well. It's got to be all assembled. We'll do it on the engine because it's going to be easier. But that's that. That's the pivots. So it's got new ones. We'll get those put on the head when it's on the engine. Because I have no bench over this side of the shop that I can use. So I'm just going to put it on the engine and assemble it there. Put those to the side for now. Well, there's our push rods, by the way. New intake and new exhaust push rods. I don't typically like to give part numbers in my videos because this is a V Twin Briggs. Yes, there are many V Twin Briggs engines. They all use different numbers for different things, for different years and different applications. I don't particularly like giving out part numbers for the stuff I'm doing. I've researched by this model and this date code engine, and I get the parts for me. I don't want to be the cause of having somebody get the wrong parts for them. So anyways, let's get a head bolt wherever you guys put them. There they are. So the new intake gasket's in, head gasket's on. That's the one that matches the one we took off. Look at that shiny cylinder head. Pretty fancy. Yup. Oh, I thought I had one. That's torque sequence for this cylinder head. I figured I printed one out before. And torque specs are on the back, typed out. Anyway, cylinder head cap screws, 220 inch-pounds. Okay, we'll do that. Intake gasket's on, head gasket's on. Let's get this baby on there. Where's the hole? There it is. It's got to go on the dowels. She's on the dowels. Nice. So we'll run this down. I'm not going to tighten it tight with the impact gun. Just going to run it down so it holds them down. Actually, I'm just running them down in the star pattern, but that is actually the torque pattern. Just like a car wheel with 5 wheel nuts. Just skip one, tighten one, skip one. So 220. I'm gonna run it I don't know, somewhere less than that. Say 130. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll make sure it just goes down even. And there's 220 on the torque wrench. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, relax the torque wrench now so it stays in calibration more better. Perfect. Okay, so let's get some of this stuff here assembled. It does have thread locker on the new bolt. That's 5/16. So this is not where our valve adjustment is, so I'm just going to run them down and torque them. It's close. Let's get the other one. Well, that one went slamming down there. We're going to torque them. See what our torque spec chart says. Rocker arm adjustment lock nut. Rocker arm mounting. There you go. 100 inch-pounds. 100 inch-pounds. Oh, we have a different socket on the torque wrench now. Rain is here. And it's pretty loud. I'm going to torque these two down and see if we can get this rain to go away. Just go away. I got stuff to record here. There's our 100. Here we go. Doesn't feel like a lot, but it's enough. It's got a thread locker, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the rain to let off a little bit here, but I'm gonna pop these push rods in first. Steel one goes on the exhaust side. I'm just gonna look down there, get it set, and I'll tap it like that. Gonna compress the valve just to hook it in. There we go. And do the same on the intake one. Run it down, get it in the lifter, tap it, whatever Briggs calls them. And I'm just going to squish that valve down a little, just enough to get the push rod underneath the adjuster. Oh, there we go. Seated and seated. Okay, let's wait for this rain to let up. Okay, well, the rain is still raining, but it's started to lighten up just a little bit here. I got to get this done. I got other stuff coming in the shop today, so I went ahead and I assembled all the shielding and put the covers and everything on. The only thing left is to set the valves and valve cover gasket and valve cover, and throw the plugs back in it. Oh, maybe this little heat shield. Anyways, let's do that. Let's get in on these valves here. There you go. Maybe a little bump. Good enough. Okay, I've got both plugs out, so it's easier for me to turn the engine. Both these rockers are just kind of sitting here. Let's turn it around. I'm going to turn the engine over until something goes down. One valve's got to open. Doesn't matter which one. This happens to be the exhaust valve. So it means our intake valve is ready to be set. I'm going to set them at 5 thou. That's way too loose. The adjusters are cracked loose. Where I didn't get a bit. Is that the one? Yep, good enough. Okay, so I'm gonna put the blade in there, snug it down just so it's there. It's a little snug. Sometimes when you tighten these, they loosen off again. That one didn't. That one's got to go looser. So we're gonna loosen it off. The lock nut again. Put that back in there. Let's try something, shall we? I know I want 5, and doing it that way makes it tight. So let's just try this. I'm all about finding the easy way. Let's try 6. We'll go to 6. We'll do the same thing. Snug it down, good and snug, on 6. And then tighten that lock. So 6 is snug. Then we can put 5 in and see what happens. Still snug. So we'll do it a different way. We'll go, let's try it a different way. This is an experimentation here. Let's try 8 and see if it snugs down to 5. I mean, it really doesn't matter how I do it as long as the end result is 5 gap. Snug on 8. Snug our lock back down. So snug on 8. Pretty snug on 8. It's way too tight if that was actually the spec, but let's run to 5 and now see what happens. There's 5. Oh, that's the ticket. Double check our tightness of the lock. Double check our, oh, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right. Many years flat rate, you find the quick ways to do things. So let's go and push the other valve down. That's our, well, that's gone. Okay, so now we can set this valve. Our lock nut is loose now. We're going to do the same thing and see if it's a repeatable result. We'll check, put it down on 8. Good and snug on 8. Lock our lock down. Good and snug. Oh, it's perfect. Just a slight drag on 5. That's exactly what we want. Exactly what we want. Let's go all the way around in a circle. Make sure nothing's impacting anything. Everything is moving the way it's supposed to move. Intake valve's opening. Coming back up on compression stroke. There we go. That's perfect. Nice. All right. Valve cover gasket. Valve cover. This is not the same impact gun I used to take the cylinder head bolts out. That's just basically a screwdriver. It's not, it's the wrong way. It's not a high torque unit, that other guy. So I'll run the valve covers down with that. It's not super tight, so. I've already changed the oil filter. Already got 1.5 liters of oil in it. I'm gonna throw these plugs in. Get our dipstick in there. The sides together. That's all tight. We fire the plug in the other side here. And put our heat shield on real quick. Should be ready to fire. When I lower it down, I'll take a note of the hours on the hour meter and I'll write that on the oil filter. I usually do that, write down the date, like the month and the year, or the hours that the engine had on it when the oil change was done. And a little heat shield back in there. I believe that was a 10 millimeter. Yeah, rushing through this one because I got 2 more machines that I picked up. Got a John Deere LA135 for resale. I'd like to get them in. Oh, and what is it, Yard Works or something. I'd like to get them in and at least get parts ordered for them. All right, well, might as well throw that top shield in there because I really doubt it's coming apart again. Might as well, since we're here. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are 5/16. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's got 1.5 liters of straight 30 in it. New oil filter. Let's see what happens. Throttle, let's go halfway throttle. Gotta get the parking brake locked on. Choke is on. Let's see. That battery is garbage. Garbaggio. It hasn't had fuel in it for a long time. So the fuel pump might have to fill that carburetor yet. Let me get my booster pack on that battery, and we got it cranking. That battery's junk. I just had a charger on it, like a tender, and it said it was fully charged, and I don't know if I got 8 seconds of cranking on it, so that ain't enough. Stand by. Okay, booster's on there. You guys ready? Choke's up, yeah, give her a little bit of throttle. Ready, go. Oh, look at that. Well, there we go, guys. That's a right side or #1 cylinder head replacement on this 2007 John Deere LA135 riding mower. Went pretty well, actually. Yeah, no big hurdles. In and out. Got it done. Thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell a dingle. It'll let you know when I upload new stuff. Till the next one, take care.